kicking the literature pocket in front of him and said there was a gun in the literature pocket. No gun was found, and the plane landed safely.
We have some crew members that were just non-revving in the back, and they are currently sitting next to them. So the situation is under control.
Memphis Airport police say they found a small bottle of flammable liquid, a lighter, and gloves inside his pocket. He was taken for a psychological evaluation and is now being held without bond. Lisa, Lynn?
All right, thank you, Tim. The recent rains pulled southeast Texas out of its drought, but the hill country still suffering.
Water there is scarce. Lake Travis water levels still dangerously low right now. Texas voters recently approved $2 billion for water projects, and this week the State Water Development Board is meeting to decide how to distribute those funds. The Water Board says it could save a lot of that money, though, if only it would rain.
If only it would rain. They do need it desperately.
They do. Let's turn to Mario Gomez right now. What can we expect here for the rest of the week, Mario?
Well, things are going to get really bone dry here. It looks like, Lisa and Lynn, we're going to probably see a string of days where we don't even see a single isolated summer shower. Today we saw a few of those, but tomorrow we're going to see far fewer, and the day after that far fewer. It's just going to go on right into the weekend. Now, it looked like it was going to rain from time to time. These are fair weather cumulus clouds that sometimes turn into cumulonimbus clouds, and I wanted to show you the time progression of those clouds. It was 86 degrees in Katy just a moment ago, and then the clouds started rolling through, and you can see these are all just fair weather clouds, not a single shower. In fact, the clouds are thinning out and the sun is shining through. The sun is really shining through in the Gulf of Mexico, where the water temperatures are now warm enough to see some tropical action. The first day of the hurricane season, of course, was on Sunday on the 1st, and we are also looking at warm waters out here in the Pacific. So for that reason, we have our second storm of the season, and we could see several in the East Pacific. This is Tropical Storm Boris. So our concern right now with winds of 40 miles an hour, although the storm will encounter land and weaken here, but our concern is that it will reemerge in the Bay of Campeche, right about there. Notice it weakens significantly. There could be 30 inches of rain in the mountainous regions of Mexico. That is a big concern. Flooding concerns here in Mexico. Our hearts go out to those folks that are living in these areas because they're going to see mudslides and loss of life. Now, what happens after that? The storm ends up in the Bay of Campeche for a few days, possibly a week. It could just churn in these warm waters in the Bay of Campeche. This is a very typical place to see some development. But because over Houston and the Western Gulf, we have a massive ridge of high pressure, that'll keep the storm at bay, away from Houston and away from Galveston. We're just going to have to watch it for about a week or so while we bake under the sunshine and under this enormous high pressure ridge. That ridge is producing 160 degrees heat right now in El Paso, 106. It's producing 90+ degree heat in many West Texas cities. Tomorrow, the temperatures will soar to 100 in Midland, Odessa, 100 in Laredo, mid-90s along the I-35 corridor from Dallas to Austin to San Antonio, and it will be for the first time since April 28th the warmest day in Houston at 90 degrees, 91 possibly. It was 92 back in April. It's been that long. Current heat index values, or what it feels like, are in the 90s around much of Houston. So it already feels like summer no matter how you slice it. Let's take a look at the forecast for the rest of the week coming up. There it is, low 90s right through Friday, and then right through the weekend. Here we go into the weekend with some low 90-degree temperatures. By the way, I haven't said it yet, but you can pick up a hurricane tracking chart at your Good Neighbor pharmacies and also at the Bank of Texas in downtown Houston at 1401 McKinney Avenue. These four lovely-looking people, well, the one in the center there is lovely, of course, Cheetah Johnson, and we don't look so bad ourselves.
Very nice.
Pick up one of these.
Dapper.
All right, thank you.
Record-breaking heat is causing some problems in parts of Texas.
Our border reporter Angela Kucherga shows us how repairmen in El Paso working overtime to make sure everyone's AC is running.
Even before people could pick up a pair of summer flip-flops, temperatures soared into the triple digits, peaking at 109.
We've broke